Hi everyone, I'm going to show you today how to make an easy collage for your clients. I love making these little collages of macro close-ups of all the little baby parts. It's a great way to add to the gallery. Um, the individual pictures sometimes aren't that exciting. I really love the individual pictures of the little feet, sometimes the hands, but the close-ups of the eyelashes and the ears, like I doubt anybody's going to hang that single picture on their wall, but a collage like this I think is just adorable. So not only am I going to show you how to do it, I'm going to somehow give you the template that I made. Um, I'll post a link in the comments if I can. I don't know. I need to figure out how to do that, but we'll work on that later. But look for it. I promise I'll get it to you somehow. So we're going to start off, and as my other videos are, this is for someone who is just kind of starting out with Photoshop. So if you've seen templates like this before and you've been intimidated by them, hopefully this will make it nice and easy for you. Before we start with that, I also want to add, I have made this particular template here, but if you are not familiar with Squidoo online, it is a really great resource for lots of fun marketing tools and collage templates like this. I think it's about $10 a month, and I usually just check in once a month and see what they have new. But if you look at for today, just for this, for collage and templates, these are, you pay $10 a month, but then all of this stuff you can just download. So it's basically free. Really worth it, in my opinion, if you sign up for Squidoo. So check that out, SQUIJOO.com, and look at all their templates here. Okay, so we're going to go back to Photoshop. So I have this collage here. It works perfect for me. I use the same one for every client that I get now. There are 6 boxes, so I do eyelashes, nose, ears, mouth, hands, feet. If you want to do more, then you can get a different template with more boxes in it. So here's our template. The background layer is this layer here that's showing with the checkerboard design. That's saying that it's transparent right now and you can't see anything there. And then each one of these boxes is where you're going to place your images. And I have them labeled here, top left, top right. So they're super easy to find. So there are probably easier ways or better ways to do this, but this is the way that I do it, and I think it's pretty easy. So this is how I'm going to show you. So I'm going to click on the top left box. I just go from the top down. If you want to skip around, you can do that too. But whatever picture I'm going to put in this box here, I'm going to add it while I have this layer highlighted. So I'm going to click on top left. Then I'm going to go over to File. No, I'm not. I'm going to go, yeah, File. Shoot, now I'm like having a brain cramp. Place Embedded. And then I'm going to go and find my picture that I want to add there. So I've got this folder open already. I want to add his eyelashes to that. So I'm going to click and place, or just double click. Either way, that's going to add that picture on top of the top left layer. Now, it's a little big, so I'm going to resize it a bit. So I can just go to a corner and grab it and squish it down. This is called free transform, so I can make it super skinny or super fat, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep the dimensions the same. I think you have to hold down Shift while you're doing it, and that will keep your dimensions the same. I don't like using 2 hands all of the time, so what I do is I just get it down to about the size that I want, And then I come up here and I click on the little lock link. And so if I made it really weird looking and I click on this lock link, it will put it back to the correct dimensions. So it'll keep it resized to the approximate size that I wanted, but it'll fix the dimensions in case I messed that up. So I'm going to keep moving this a little bit till I get it about the size that I want. And then I'm going to click on the arrow up here that, or the check mark that says add it to your project. And now to make it fit into that box, I'm going to come over to the layer here where the picture is, and I'm going to click on Alt or Option. And if I hover over the line between these two, you'll see that little drop down arrow, and then I click on that, and what it does is it locks it into that square, or that, it's called a clipping mask. So the picture actually goes behind it and only shows through that little rectangle there. So now I have my eyelashes in that box. I think this one, is a little too small right now. So if I click back on that and click on my move tool, it'll give me a box where I can pull and drag and make it a little bit bigger. Again, see how I'm distorting it. I don't care while I'm moving it. I want to get it to the size that I want. Then I'll click on this lock to make sure the dimensions are correct, and then I'll hit the check mark again. So I think that looks good there. Now I want to go to the next one. So I want to add a picture to this square here. So I'm going to click on top right, go to File, Place Embedded. I usually put a nose here. I just pretty much do the same thing every time. Squish it down, bring it up to where I want it approximately. Don't forget to click on that lock. Hit OK. Come back to the layer here, hold down my Option or Alt key, hover over the line between the two and click it. Whoops. And it locks it in place there. I want to make it a little bit bigger because I don't like seeing the shadows up here where the eyes are. And drag it till it fits the way I like it. There. And click the check mark. And you just keep doing that. So middle left, File, Place Embedded. I'll put an ear here. Squish it down, lock it, check it, Alt or Option, link it. Ooh, that one fit perfectly. Next one, File, Place Embedded. I usually do lips here, nice and big because they're always so stinking cute. This little one, oh my god, his lips are so fat and cute. Check, Alt or Option, lock it in, move it around a little bit. Bottom left, Place Embedded. I'm going to do hands here. This one I have to shrink down kind of far to try to get this in here, but I still need to fit it into that rectangle. Sometimes it's easier to get it locked into place and then you can drag it and stretch it a little bit if you need to. I think that looks good. Check. And then got feet. Place Embedded. There's his feet. Little toes. Push it down. Lock it. Check. Alt or Option and link. And there we go. All right. All right, so we have all the pictures in place. Next is to add the background color. I am usually really boring and just do white. So I'm going to go to the background layer. I'm going to go to my color picker here and make it white. And And then I go to my paint can, paint bucket, and make sure I'm at 100% opacity, and then just click on the backdrop and it fills that whole backdrop in with that color. Now, let's say I wanted to be a little more creative and kind of match it to a color in one of the photos, like if you have a wrap or something showing, you can go to your eyedropper tool and click on the image and find a color that you want to use. So we'll get a taupe color here. I like the darker color. So wherever you click on it, it's making that color be your color of choice over here in your color palette. So now if I click on the paint can again and click, it'll add that color in. So that does look kind of nice, but like I said, I'm boring, so I'm just going to do white. If you add a color and these little lines don't change, like sometimes, let's see if I can make it not work. Do this just for effect. Nope, it's working. But if, for instance, these little lines didn't show up red and they stayed white, all you would have to do is click on that again with your paint can, and it'll turn it red. So I'm going to keep this white. Oops. And then the last little thing, while I'm looking at this right here, his ears, hands, and feet are pretty bright, and his eyes and nose and mouth look a little dark to me. So I want to brighten them up. So what I'm going to do, let's see, easiest way to do this. If we go to, okay, if I add a curves layer or an exposure layer to the top here, it's going to add it to the entire picture, and I don't want to do that. I just want to do it to his eyes, his nose, and his mouth. So I'm going to start here with his mouth. So I'm going to click on that layer. I'm going to go to my adjustments and go to curves. And I'm going to go to the middle here and just pull that up a little bit. And you'll see his lips brightening up. And you'll also see his hands and his feet brightening up. And I don't want that to happen. That's doing it because it's adding a curves layer to everything below this here. I only want it to affect this picture. So I'm going to link that curves adjustment to this picture, just like we linked the picture to the clipping mask. I'm going to make sure I'm clicked on this layer, hold down my Alt or Option key and hover until that little arrow comes up, and then click on it. And now that adjustment is just affecting the layer that it's clipped to. So now it's just affecting the lips, and it's just brighten those up a bit. So I'm going to do the same thing to his nose. So go to nose, adjustment, curves, bring that up just a little bit. Again, you can see it's brightening up everything below it. I just want that to affect the nose. So hold down Alt or Option, click, and it links it just to the nose. And then I'm going to do that one more time for his eyes. And granted, if I was a really good photographer, I would have had all of these matched up before I did all of this. I guess I was working late last night and didn't have my exposure all matched up very good. So there, I think that looks good. I'm going to go to Layer, Flatten Image, and I'm done. Then I'm going to file and save it. These look really good printed as a square, so I make sure to tell my clients not to try to print it as an 8x10 or any other rectangular size, because it's going to cut things off. So you want to print it as like a 10x10 or 12x12, 8x8, something like that. So that's that. Again, look in the description or the comments or somewhere for the template that I said that I would share with you. I just have to figure out how to do that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I guess that's it. Have a great, have a good holiday. Have a good Christmas. Have a good Hanukkah. Have a good New Year's. Have a good everything. Thanks. Bye.